Down at the center, we got an open mic. So come and enter a world of pure delight. Sign up on the page and become part of the show. Watch as music, comedy, and poetry together flow. Oh, we got it all. So come and make your call at the open mic.
I'm Noam.
Yeah.
I'm Theory. Welcome to Decentered Open Mic. We are here at the Center SF every single Sunday from 6 to 9.
This open mic welcomes everything from poetry to stand-up comedy to classical music to theater to improv, whatever you want to do. The Center SF is a tea house and event space and community. One thing about it, it's an alcohol-free space. So there's 2 rules to the open mic. The first rule is you don't drink alcohol. The other rule is
We don't talk about Fight Club.
We don't talk about Fight Club. And then the third rule, which relevant, we ask you to keep it to 3 minutes or less.
Yeah.
We have a lot of performers sometimes, and we want to make sure we can get to everyone.
To take the pressure off you as a performer, we've created a nifty timer in the form of this battery. So just glance at the battery every so often. When the battery runs out, it means
You're dead.
performance-wise, you're dead to me. Here's what 3 minutes looks like.
So this is 3 minutes. We're gonna actually do 3 minutes of something. And this is to show you that 3 minutes is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Like it's impressive that so many people run over 3 minutes because I don't know if I'm able to even think in increments of 3 minutes. I think at the 2 minute mark, I lose attention span.
I tend to think in increments of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole thought in 30
Right.
seconds. Yeah.
Totally.
And then the next 30 seconds
is a different thought.
is a different thought.
Yeah.
It could relate to the previous thought.
But at that point, all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were a kid, did you ever play this game with yourself? It's not really a game. I would just say like, now it's now. Now it's now. Now it's now.
I've definitely played that game.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, so that was then, now is now.
Yeah.
Now is now.
That's like very meditative. That's very Zen, actually.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't do stuff like that. I just look at my phone now.
Yeah. You look at the word Zen on your phone.
And then I'm like, wow, I feel so Zen looking at the word Zen on my phone. But it's not just the word Zen. There's also flashing lights and a person jumps out and says, hey guys, I'm gonna teach you about Zen today. Nah, nobody else is like addicted to bad Instagram reels. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, I have no shame.
Mm-hmm. I think we're like probably 90 seconds in.
Yeah, so that was 90 seconds of material. We just covered the human condition, basically. And we have more than half of our set left. So, again, 3 minutes.
It's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. Do you even need the whole 3 minutes? Ask yourself. Do I need more time?
In life?
Yeah.
I was honestly just gonna walk away after 3 minutes. I'm actually gonna only stay at this mic for the next 3 minutes and I'm gonna go home.
Okay. You're gonna drive back to Oakland?
I'm gonna drive back to Oakland.
Okay.
Which will not take me 3 minutes.
No. But it will be built out of 3 minute increments.
Right, like the 3 minutes on the bridge where I'm stuck behind a car that's not moving.
Yeah.
And the other 3 minutes when I'm stuck behind a car that's not moving.
Yeah.
Actually, driving to Oakland at night on Sunday is pretty chill.
Is it?
Yeah, it takes like 15 minutes.
What about the drive-in? Was that hard for you to do?
That's like slightly less chill, but it's not as bad as you'd think if you time it right.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we covered the rest of the human condition.
Probably means there's like 20 seconds left.
Right. Once you covered the human condition twice, that's about like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna start flashing soon.
Really? It's gonna...
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna expose itself.
That's impressive. I didn't know you put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really keeping up with our like.
This is an R-rated open mic.
Yeah, our blue. We've never had bits exposed at the mic, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we've had nudity. No.
I mean, we don't have any rules
So
against
that's
it.
3 minutes.
That's 3 minutes. Could we have some comedy, I hope, from Brandon? Well, by the way, when I say I hope, Brandon wrote that, not I.
All right, how you guys doing today? Doing well? How's the energy out there? We're gonna try and make you guys laugh. Laughter is really powerful. I've had some bad days, and laughter pretty much fixes them immediately. You know what I mean? It just kind of doesn't matter. You ever having like a really bad day? Like one day I was having this really, really horrible day. Everything was just stacking up on me, and then I hit my head, and I was like, okay, this is too funny. You just kind of lay there and give up. Everyone's, sorry, I'm a little exhausted. I've been doing stand-up comedy at my bookstore I work at, retail. It's a lot of dad jokes at the counter. We have this book of cat poems, and people always go, cat poems, and I go, they're not written by cats, sorry. It's a pretty good joke. It's a pretty dumb joke. Everyone's worried about Trump. Sucks. Everyone's worried about it. I have a lot of white trash family. He's the first white trash president, which is interesting, but it's kind of concerning for me because it sort of feels like I'm at like a barbecue that my like meth head family is at, and it's like everything seems like it's kind of getting like it might go south, and I have hopes, they're like saying they're going to do better things, but I don't know. It's like the fire pit's getting a little bigger and a little out of hand, so you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. So yeah, but I don't know. I think it's really complicated. So just focus on like what is important to you, and let's just create the future that we can control. Mm-hmm. It's tough. It's tough, right? It's hard. Yeah. When people are sad at my bookstore, I remind them about the manifestation witchcraft books that we have. And I'm like, now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. If we can't turn this around, then why do I have a Voldemort wand that I keep on my shrine on my desk? And why is it the reason I can't invite people over? You ever go to have a guest and you're like, oh my God, what does my room actually look like to other eyes? It's interesting. Yeah, I'm single, so you really got to think about that. Single guys are tough. It's actually pretty easy. All you got to do is nothing, and then you stay single. Requires no energy. You get a lot of perks. Like I'm wearing gym shorts as underwear for the second day in a row right now, you guys, and you have no idea. It has nothing to do with the 3 people that didn't sit next to me. She didn't sit down until the moment that I got up. Do I smell like cigarettes? I've been smoking cigarettes again, which is bad. It's bad. It's bad for you. I don't know if you guys have read the side of it, but it changes everything. What's fun is it's such a simple thing. You're like, I want a cigarette, and you get it. It's like very simple, but it really affects your like motivation because like I live right down the block, 2 blocks. I'm always like, oh, the center, it's like 2 blocks away. And then today I was walking here, I was like, 2 blocks, okay. Better smoke before I walk up this hill. I smoke weed and cigarettes, and the difference between not smoking weed is like I think life is still good. It's like tea with no honey. It's still nice tea, but life without nicotine is sort of like tea without water. It's just like a dry tea bag in your mouth, and you're like, what is going on? Yeah, it makes you quite a little bitch. I probably 20 times, I found like a half-smoked cigarette on like the floor of my car, and just waves of joy burst. Like, my brother has a kid. No way does that feel better than what I felt finding trash cigarettes that I just put right in my body. Thank you guys so much. Don't put trash in your body. Truth is out there. Focus on what you really can fix and make beautiful in this world. I really mean that, guys.
I have to ask, you say you work at a bookstore. Is it Pegasus on College Avenue?
No, I work in Don here.
Oh, nice. Delightful bookstore.
In Berkeley, right?
Yeah, in Oakland.
Oh, I don't know.
Support your local bookstore, guys. Bookstores are awesome.
I often wonder if they're fronts or like money laundering fronts, because who reads books, and how can they afford to have a store in San Francisco?
Well, I can tell you that I buy way more books than I read. By like an order of magnitude.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy like 5 books for every book I read. So I think it's weirdos like me who sustain that industry.
Oh, me too. Like I read a lot of books. I buy and read a lot. But I don't think anyone else does, which just frightens me.
Well, maybe not a lot of people read books. Maybe
But they buy them.
But they buy them.
Okay, you don't have to read them. Just buy them.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all that matters.
Yeah, okay. Let's have Rob up.
Oh.
The reason that I love 2-song opens is because 2-song opens get to hear the weirdos. Meaning, I read a lot of songs, and if there's a song that I think is probably not going to be a killer, a keeper, then at a one-song open, I don't do the weirdos because there's so much pressure. You have to have a killer out there. So the 2 songs is a little more relaxed. But I'm going to do a weirdo tonight. I'm going to do a song that I don't think is going to make the repertoire, but sometimes the weirdos are my favorites. This is called Glacier National Park. And it's probably the most allegorical song that I've ever written. And the only history that you need to know is that 100 years ago, there were 200-some glaciers in Glacier National Park, and there are currently 100 and shrinking. So this is Glacier National Park. The last monkey in the last tree, in the last jungle climbs higher, he climbs so far, leaps so far, but so does the fire. And when he can climb no more, he hears the fire roar. He pees on the flames and wonders, does his hair look good? Is his breath minty fresh? And he looks up for monkey heaven. An orange orang on the last hole of the last golf course at the North Pole misses the putt, kicks it in. His sweater says, win, baby, win. He drinks the last LaCroix. And he shouts for monkey heaven. Glacier National Park, Glacier National Park, Glacier National Park needs a new name. Glacier National Park, old Joan of Arc, she's fanning the flame. The last rapist, a rapist apist, cuddles his life-size rubber doll. Doll's got AI, doll can cry, doll can wonder why. Rapist looks to the sky. The doll says, ain't no monkey heaven.
Is Bianca in the house?
This first one's called Aftercare. Limbs tangled up together, completely intertwined. I breathe in, you breathe out. A meditation, and we are one. I fall deeper into you, tumbling down into the cosmos, catching stars and Milky Ways, grounded only by your embrace. Your touch on the skin above my hip, your eyelash tickling my lips, and I slowly crash into you. You breathe in, I breathe out. Can we stay like this until I come back to Earth? For in the meantime, I shall relax underneath the blanket of your soul, where it is very warm. This second one is called I Tend to Leave Sunsets Behind. The nostalgic wind picks me up in its path and drops me back off in that small town where cows watch the waves crash, my tainted utopia. Where I used to dance along shoreline rocks, my toes feeling the moss, hopping over tide pools and sea foam until the tide swelled to kiss my ankles. Where there's a musky bite to the dewy air, gold light draping the towering peaks of green. A place nestled in the hollows of Bishop and Madonna, a home for fairies and angels to play. Where I've climbed above the horizon to reach Olympus, and watched a blanket of soft clouds roll over the edge and spill into a sea of thick clouds. Where there are sloping fields, tall silky grass bending to the wind, and I stop and watch trees breathe and dance, the leaves swirling and swaying, and I wanted to lay down in that meadow's soft hair and fall asleep forever content. This is the place where I was reborn, where I hurt the most, yet loved the hardest. and found myself in the process. There, a piece of my soul remains, but alas, nothing perfect lasts. And as I drove away from that golden sky one last time, I cried, I tend to leave sunsets behind.
Thank you. It's pretty convenient that I live upstairs, so I think every week I might bring a couple of paintings down. I brought these two, which are from some of my recent work that incorporate rugs and journaling about the concept of home. I put a few slides together. I don't have actually very specific things to talk about it, but I wanted to say art has always been a passion and hobby of mine. I've tried different mediums and experimenting with mixing them and doing, I don't know, stretching the boundaries of them. These are several years old. They're actually photographs that I pasted on canvas and then I'm painted on top. So they're kind of a mix of photography and painting. We can move to the next slide. A lot of times, I'm from Iran originally, so a lot of times Persian poetry and calligraphy kind of finds its way to my art. These are a couple examples of those. Like I said, I like to mix mediums. So this painting is actually kind of a vase where you can actually store, like, put real flowers in it. And it has water compartments in the back to keep that alive. And this one is a poetry by Hafiz that then I kind of incorporated into this mixed media piece. Next. I do ceramics too. With ceramics, for a while I just tried to make it as thin as possible and see if it could replicate paper and fabric and tissues and things like that. This book is a ceramic piece. The one underneath it is an actual book. I haven't been doing ceramics for a while. I think having access to a ceramic studio is a big part of that. Recently I went to a friend's studio to just mess around with clay again, and it was really nice to feel that medium. And I think the next one is just brings you to my latest work that is about kind of thinking and contemplating about the concept of home as somebody who moved from Iran to Canada, to the UK, to Seattle, to San Francisco. I feel like there's been this feeling of like anywhere could be home, but really nowhere has really felt like home. Like 14 years in San Francisco and it still doesn't quite feel like home. So I've been journaling a lot about that, and actually like the paintings I write kind of stream of consciousness, my thoughts about the topic. In these cases, it's about this never-ending search for home. And I kind of write and write and write over and over on top of each other to kind of, I don't know, keep, like, it kind of creates the background of these paintings. And the Persian rugs kind of remind me of my childhood, growing up in Iran. Yeah, I think maybe I'll leave it there. One of these weeks I might try to do a live painting here. And yeah, I have a couple of events and exhibits that are in the works. And if you scan that, you'll stay up to date with those. Thank you.
Oh, Christian, welcome back. This first poem is called Like God. The wind sweeps a field of grass, making a pattern like God, dragging his finger across a sequin dress. I say like God to draw attention to analogy, itself an object worthy of reverence, like a bridge between land masses of image. I say like a bridge because it bears immense weight as a concept. Buffeted by wind, another gust shakes the Etch-a-Sketch, wiping clear the stylus marks. A child shaking aluminum powder so he can rotate the knobs again. I didn't say like a child, to burn a bridge, leaving you stranded on one side of an analogy. This one is called Doors of Perception. She smells 5'4", weighs 100 colors, sees umami sunsets, tastes dissonant sounds, touches utter abstraction, using her hands, which possess the immovable quality of a drunk, sprawled and insensate in a vestibule, feet obstructing the outer door. This poem I started in our writers group, our weekly writers group on Wednesday. Alex was leading that night. And the theme was objects. So these were some of the objects in the room. Objects in the room. I always think I'm strong enough not to bother with scissors when I try to open onion bags. I'm frustrated by the polypropylene resisting my hand, a reminder how easily an animal gets entangled. In front of a fireplace heater with fake flames radiating infrared heat warms me directly the way the sun heats skin without heating the air. No middleman, no travel agent, no messenger between heater and heated. The appeal of an infrared sauna at the gym is lost on me. Without fake fireplace, how do I know if I'm not sitting there, a chump, at room temp? Practically dry, chemicals in this fire extinguisher could smother a fire like a real man smothers his dementia-afflicted wife, since she made him promise not to let her die without dignity. How unlike a fire, she does not die with a pressurized whoosh, but with a struggle, as anything living struggles, gasping, thrashing, resisting, like polypropylene against a hand, a death she wanted back when she remembered her own name. Thank you. This week, President Trump lashed out at President Zelensky during a conference where Trump shouted, pointed his finger, and said about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, "You either make a deal or we are out," adding, "It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this." Meanwhile, J.D. Vance sat awkwardly to the side, like someone visiting a donut shop or maybe thinking about intercourse with furniture.
Speaking of the vice president, a day after that meeting, a crowd gathered outside the Vermont ski resort where Vice President Vance was scheduled to spend time with his family. One protester suggests J.D. Vance go to ski in Russia because he has no friends in Vermont, but plenty of friends in Russia. According to skiresort.info, the best place to ski in Russia is at Rosa Khutor, which has 3.6 out of 5 stars and is conveniently only 5,086 miles away.
And also, it's only 1,200 miles away from the Arctic penal colony where political prisoners die under mysterious circumstances. For some reason, the penal colony scored higher than the ski resort.
Fewer tourists.
Yeah.
It's kind of a local spot.
Yeah.
Speaking of protests, anti-Doge protesters demonstrators all throughout the country have been gathering outside of Tesla dealerships, including in New York, where 9 people were arrested following a commotion. Picket signs bore messages like, "Burn a Tesla, save democracy," which really is a false dichotomy because you don't have to choose. You can have a Tesla and experience democracy in, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden, just anywhere that's not here.
Yeah, you can have your cake and drive a Tesla too.
Hundreds of meteorologists and employees at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration were fired on Tuesday. The cuts happened in 2 rounds, first with 500, then with 800, which is 10% of NOAA's workforce. Climate scientist Daniel Swain called the job cuts spectacularly short-sighted and ultimately will deal a major self-inflicted wound to the public safety of Americans and the resiliency of the American economy to weather and climate-related disasters.
I'm sick of hearing about all these firings.
Yeah?
Is anybody else sick of hearing about the firings? Yeah.
Don't worry. Pretty soon there won't be any news agencies left to report about the firings. I mean, that just goes to show you no news is good news.
That's what Planned Parenthood said when I got tested for STDs, which I took to mean if I refuse to answer any of their calls, I won't have an STD.
SFMTA is warning people about a parking ticket text scam, which looks legitimate and says, "This is a final reminder from the city of San Francisco regarding the unpaid parking invoice. A $35 daily overdue fee will be charged if payment is not made today."
I would never fall for a scam like that, okay? I did, however, get this alarming message. Beware of SFMTA parking ticket text scam. To ensure protection from fraud, please click on this link where you can validate your banking info to make sure you're not being scammed.
Oh yeah, I get the same warning and I immediately clicked and gave them my bank info.
All right, I'm Lydia, and I'm going to read a couple of poems. I used to do a lot of open mics. I'm new to this one, but it's been a long time since I've done any open mics. So every time they said poetry, I would kind of be like, I hope, relieved when it wasn't me. But now it is, so I'm going to read a couple of poems. Okay. I held the pillow in the attic bedroom to my chest, its velvet texture harsh on my skin. It's real right now, I thought, but soon it won't be. Soon the whole room, the twin beds pushed together, the window facing out onto the suburban street, the sidewalks covered in mid-October leaves, the mosquitoes we couldn't kill buzzing around the room, will stop being a real place. I cling to the physical existence of the pillow. I'm not ready for this to be reduced to memory. And then this one is called Staring at the Sun. On our last morning together, we get up to walk in the blue hour. Sitting on the steps of a church to watch the sunrise, our eyes fixated on the sun as it steadily emerged. We continued our walk with sore, dry eyes, red and blue circles following us for a few blocks. In an hour, I would catch a train. I knew I'd never see you again. I knew you were lying when you said you'd see me again, but I was glad you lied. You would take me to the station, watch the train rush away, and I'd watch the endless countryside rush by the window. Thank you.
Dennis up with a song.
So I'm gonna do just like a riff off the 500 Miles song, which, pretty old song, I think. Yeah. If you miss this train I'm on, you will know that I have gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. Love, I can't go back home. this way. Love I'm one, love I'm two, love I'm three, love I'm four, love I'm 500 miles away from home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. Love, I'm 500 miles away from home. So if you miss this train I'm on, you will know that I have gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. Lord, I can't go back home this way. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go back home this way. This way, this way, this way, this way. Love, I can't go back home this way. So if you miss this train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Noam, and I like to make up songs. And so today I'm going to make up a song for you on the spot. So in order to make up a song, you need some sort of input, some sort of inspiration. Now, a lot of times, improvised performers will ask for a word immediately, and people shout like the first thing they say, which is usually the word pineapple. So instead, I'm going to ask you to think about what you actually want the song about. Lock it in. You have it? Now, what do we want the song about from this side? Yeah, from you. Light. And what do we want the song about from this side? It can be completely unrelated. John? Like, I mean, you know, I mean, that's a big question in my life. The big question. When you get up to pee in the middle of the night, do you turn on the light at the John? You know? I'm half asleep, tossing and turning. For oblivion, you know I am yearning. Under covers and I wanna feel warm and nice. But now I feel a sensation creeping, and I'm wondering if it cannot keep sleeping, 'cause I know suddenly that my bladder's tight. And I don't have the self-control to stay in my bed till I break of dawn. So I gotta go and find a place to be relieved. Going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I don't know if I'll stay asleep. Going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. 'Cause all this piss, it just won't keep inside of me. Now I look mournfully at the light switch, wondering if I should turn it on. I know that my aim isn't perfect, but if I see the light, will I be more awake? Will my sleep be gone? So now I gotta make a decision, and honestly make it quick. Do I turn on the light or try my best to aim with my half-soft stick? That's why I'm going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, trying not to be awake. Going to the bathroom and it's giving me fright, 'cause you know if I don't go back to sleep soon, I'm gonna be tossing and turning till the break of noon. To the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I wish that I could just stay inside my bed, but I know that it's best to void my bladder instead. That's why I decide to get out in the night and go to the restroom and make sure that I've got a bladder that's empty inside. Going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, 'cause you know that I need to get back to sleep. Bathroom in the middle of the night. It's the only way that I can keep myself comfortable enough to be asleep throughout all the night. And you know I'll keep trying to sleep till it's time for me to wake up at the end of the night. A poem from J. Enrique Martinez.
Oh, this one's called Selfless for No One. Not too sassy, but it's a good indulgent one. I dream of a summer where I hold your hand through some whispering woodland to sleep within the embers of sunset. It's trust in us to warm the heart of roaming critters and guide the moonlight to shore. But I hunt this tragedy where I love in fantasy, the misery to curate timeless beauty, as expressed from the deep wells of an artist's true depression. This is where magic on paper and canvas is born, from the darkness of being alone. Here, creativity is felt for by the most profound, not seen, not understood, but translated for a distracted surface world. Thank you. So that's that one. I can tell you enjoyed it very much. All right, let's see here. Oh, this one's good. This one's called Beautiful. I don't think anyone ever told you well enough for you to believe their words. Take a still snapshot, you there, in place, smiling or pensive, walking, seated. I'll tell you, the space around you would take on a new energy just to accentuate your presence. The wind would rise for the trees to bow, possess the grass around your feet, to reach and discover what it means to touch your warmth, live with nature as its throne. Believe it, you are something to see. Now I wonder, how deep do those appearances go? May depth of character keep you grounded, ethereal womanhood. Thank you.
A song from Mag.
So these words are not my own, I regret to inform. These are from an AI goes the name of Grok, I believe. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that this has had all of the woke parameters removed. So if you're offended by it, you're going to have to take it up with Grok. So.
Cars don't drive themselves. I don't know what else I'll see. In San Francisco, baby, where's your disco? Something wrong with you, man. You're looking a little inhuman. So sit back and watch the stars. We'll get you soon to Mars. I'm gonna fucking eat you, babes. Ilana, sweet baby Ray. Jesus looking tasty today. Said we'll fucking eat you, babes. Girls go to college to get more knowledge, and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. A little bird tweeted to me, you want that rocket extra shiny? Well, I'll make you look pretty. Just don't make me leave the city. Said we'll fucking eat you, babes. Elon and sweet baby Ray. Bezos looking tasty today. Said we'll fucking eat you, babes.
Do you think Elon's body would be nutritious?
No, it'd probably be toxic. It's filled with ketamine and
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's what you want, you know? You just want like a ketamine meal. A ketamine.
A ketamine. Music from Meredith.
Here's an idea that I have. It's very raw, but it's to give you an idea of the ideas that I could have. That's a failure at my goal, which is to not write old-timey songs. That's it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lori. I just came because there's a poem. You know, I don't know if anyone ever, like, you write a poem and it just needs to go through the universe over and over again. That's kind of where I'm at. So this is called Just This. It's dusk. Locals and tourists alike willing to risk their lives for what inevitably will be a subpar photo. Unable to capture the soft melodic fade of the first summer night in January. Standing in the middle of the road, all cars, even Waymo, knows to go around. Caution. Humans trying to net a luminescent butterfly that will never blush. For once caught, it will cease to carry the cascade of wistful wonder. Today, I remember that life's stream is constant, full. It is saturating in the sand grains. This morning, I woke in a buzz, the mind restless, wondering, good idea or bad idea to be in this with him? Weighing his past, present, future, weighing my future, present, past, because if I calculate the incalculable and drop the tried and trick lion's tail of chasing, just because they started running, then tell me, is this the break in the breaking? This afternoon, the sun's kissed lips lingering on the flame it left in me. Flickering, remember me? And I looked around, wait. Just this part. To feel the beginnings of a flutter, the tinkling of the rhythm before the words. To be colliding alongside in a slow wind where the sun's rays catch a spirit pulsating in pain and sparkling just the same. Sing me what your soul sound like, yeah. Sang it, baby, 2 times, 3 times, 4, just another once more. Let me hear you, baby. Sang me with your soul. Sang me what your soul sound like, yeah. 2 times, 3 times, 4. Strings tight, taut. That's right. Strings tight, taut. That's right. Keep us suspended in the suspense. Don't tell me the rest. No more, no less. Just this part. No more, no less. Just this part. Before it all changes. Yet again.
I could not think of a better way
To send us off into the week.
Welcome to March, bitch.
God, what's happening with 2025? Oh, we got it all. So come and make your call at the open mic.